There are a number of really good reasons why that is. The first thing is that the war for talent continues unabated. Organisations are continually struggling for the right talent, both in terms of retention and recruitment. The competitive landscape is going to get worse for organisations who in past years have had the pick of the crop. Demographic changes are also beginning to bite in terms of how organisations need to start thinking about their workforce. We have an ageing population, we have changes in retirement age. All of these things are beginning to impact the choices that we have as employers. We continue to work in a volatile marketplace. This is placing pressures on organisations to be more agile, more flexible. So the need for workforce planning against all of that landscape requirement is increasing for organisations. In short, there's never been a better time for organisations to think differently about the way they plan, deploy and manage their resources. So there are a number of things that we actually see in organisations that demonstrate really effective workforce planning. The first thing is that they have a clear and concise understanding on their future demand for services. This involves specifically what products, what services are we going to be delivering tomorrow, which we don't deliver today? How is the competitive landscape going to change? What territories and locations of the world are we going to be delivering our services? So really having a lockdown understanding that's shared with operations, HR and finance is an absolutely essential step in effective workforce planning. The second point is that all too often clients really don't have a detailed understanding and an up-to-date understanding of their workforce employed. By that I'm saying how many people by location, by job family, by employment status, full-time, part-time, as well as our contingent labour force. Really understanding those data points is absolutely fundamental to effective workforce planning. We cannot do planning well. It's like flying blind without the data. The third point is that we need to connect the long-term strategic workforce plan, typically over a 3 to 5 year period, with our operational workforce planning, which is in-year down to intraday. And the 2 points of reference need to connect so that what we do in the short term informs and influences how we plan in the long term. Few organisations manage to do that well. It is an essential step in effective planning. The fourth point is that we need to make sure that our workforce planning is integrated with some of the fundamental requirements of managing a workforce and developing a workforce well. So by that I'm talking about connecting workforce planning with our job family structures, career paths, succession planning and how we invest and develop in our workforce. Those are absolutely pillars and foundation stones in the planning process, and we need to connect the planning exercise with those elements of HR. And last but not least, we need a measurement process that targets the improvements we're looking for, measures and reports what we're achieving against plan. So are we actually doing what we plan to do? And most importantly, it's a learning experience for both operations, HR and finance, so that we're continuously improving the way we deploy, schedule and use our resources across the landscape of our workplace. Those are the key steps that effective workforce planning organisations undertake.